think about what was really going on, and it was just a whole lot. But the recovery process wasn't that bad, you know. It was pretty easy if you ask me, and now I'm back full go. So.
How long did it take for that sensation to come back, that feeling to come back? Were you at the hospital? Was it on the ride? Or?
It was at the hospital. You know, my lips and everything was numb. So when I got to the hospital, I just kind of like prayed. Feel me? Like as soon as we pulled into the hospital, I started praying. And I got a tattoo on my wrist from my uncle. He passed away when I was little. And I just prayed, touched my wrist, and literally like 15 minutes after I got in the hospital bed, all the feeling came back, literally.
Take me through the play. What do you remember about the play?
I remember everything on the play. I was in a fit. I came down, I made a tackle, and then that's when everything just went black. Yeah.
Have you looked at the film of it?
Yes, I looked at the film of it. I kind of went to my knees to make the tackle instead of like putting my whole body on them, and it put my head and neck in a bad position. So I caught a knee to the head, and my head just jerked all the way, head and neck just jerked all the way back.
What did they tell you it was, like a stinger?
Just a bad stinger, very bad stinger.
You were kind of shut down?
Yeah,
wow.
And concussion.
What was the training staff like during that? When you're on the field and all that's going on, what are they telling you?
Just
How supportive are they during that time?
Very supportive. I would say that about this staff we have here. They love us like their own kids. But in that moment right there, they were just trying to keep me calm and let me know that everything was gonna be okay, and they had my back, and you know everything was fine. So I believed in them, and I'm always gonna believe in them, especially from that day.
Any family in the stadium that day?
No, sir. Called my mom. I got a doctor to call my mom while we were on the ambulance. Got a doctor to call my mom. My mom was just going crazy. Like, I just wanted her to hear my voice so she could know that I was conscious. I know that I was good. I just want to let her know that I was going to be good. And I didn't even know at the time that I was going to be good, but I just wanted to reassure my mom that we fight on that side. We fight in my family, so I knew I was going to be good.
What's your mom's name?
Lee Harris. Leeharris.
You remember Justin and Kelvin coming up to you while you were on the cart?
Yeah, I didn't see him, but I literally heard Kelvin like just letting everything out. I saw Justin letting everything out, and those are my boys. Like I told y'all about Kelvin, I grew up with him. Justin, he has family that I know in Virginia, and that's where I'm from. So like we kind of knew each other before college too. So it's kind of all crazy.
I think when we came out to practice last week and saw you out here running around and stuff, already back.
Yeah.
Does it surprise you how quickly you've been able to get back, or how quickly you were cleared?
No, because in my opinion, I wasn't cleared quickly at all. I missed 2 games. I missed the whole bye week. I just started running like on the bye week, so I don't think I was cleared quickly at all. I feel like my recovery process was perfect in my eyes. I didn't want to be rushed back because the head and neck is nothing to play with, and I was just happy that we have a staff here that was on the same boat as I was.
You mentioned at the top the word scary. Mm-hmm. You kind of described that, what it felt like when you said scary.
Just, I didn't know, like, I was scared of the unknown. Yeah. Like, I didn't know what was gonna happen to me. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna get the feeling back ever. And then more and more things just started going numb. So I was just like, yo, like, what's going on here? So that's kind of like what it was for me, just more fear of the unknown than anything.
Have you had a hit yet at practice as that was going on?
Yes. You said what?
Was there any assurances from the medical staff as that was going on, or they don't know either?
Oh, they didn't really know at the time either. They just were letting me know, like, you're going to be fine. We getting you in great hands. You're going to the hospital right now. You're going to be fine. That was just pretty much all that.
So have you had a hit out here at practice? Have you had contact yet?
Yes, sir. During the bye week, I wasn't having contact, and then we got ready for Iowa State. That's when I started kind of getting back in the flow of things, stuff like that. So I've been having contact and hitting a lot since the injury now.
Feel good?
Yeah, everything feels great. I wear a little protective piece on my shoulder pad so my head and neck can't jerk back anymore. So
how did that feel out there Saturday, being in uniform again on the sideline?
Amazing.
Going through warm-ups and all that.
Amazing. Like, I was so happy. Like, I had always been in warm-ups and stuff like that when I was out, but just being able to put my pads on and get back out there with the family, with the guys, like, I missed it. Like, I was always around, but it just feels totally different when you're around it and when you're actually in it with them, watching them struggling with them, going through everything together. Like, it just hit different, and it was amazing.
Have you had family in the stands for a game yet?
Yes, my mom has came to like almost every home game, but just Iowa State, she wasn't there, and TCU, she wasn't there.
Have you, not to bring it up, but have you talked to the TCU player that made the hit or anything? I think I saw somewhere that you might have sent a letter or something.
Oh, I haven't. I hit him, so I don't know about. Yeah. I didn't know about any, like, he felt bad or felt away. I didn't know about any of that until just now. Yeah. So I haven't talked to anyone from TCU or anything like that. But it's all love from them. I saw how they reacted, and I appreciate that and I respect that from them.
What do you remember about last year's Baylor game?
Last year's Baylor game was tough. You know, they beat us at their spot. They beat us, and we respect those guys. Like, that was a great game, and they just came out on top.
You were one of the guys that came back on the field, right? The last
Yes, sir.
play. Can you talk about how that was like, what the coaches said, and being one of 11, knowing that the stadium's going to come out again? What was that like as on the field?
It was kind of crazy. Our coaches last year just kind of came in the locker room and was like, we need 11 guys to go out on the field for this last field goal, and I just was one of the guys to do it. And once the ball went through, everybody just jumped over like the wall, whatever they got to hold their crowd. They just jumped over it, and it was crazy. But like I said, we just ready for this game coming up. We don't want to look back on last year. We just want to get ready for this week.
Now that you're back fully, does that open your mind at all? Just are you playing any differently, knowing that you've gotten through this, and now that it's kind of just playing freely or something like that?
I feel like I've kind of played more free, actually.
Yeah.
Just to know like this can be taken from me at any time. So it's kind of opened my eyes to play free and play every down, every rep I get like it's my last, because that very easily could have been my last rep of football, any sport, anything. So I'm just really thankful and really grateful, and I play the game more free, in my opinion.
I'm
You're
curious
having
if
a breakout year. You glad to get back and try to get back to that spot again?
Yes, definitely. It's not really about me though. I'm not one of those guys to really focus on myself. Like, I love my brothers and I love this coaching staff, and I know that this coaching staff is going to put whoever on the field that we need to win. So whether I'm on the field or not, we are in good hands, because Coach Venables, Coach Hall, Coach Roof, all those guys on the defensive side of the ball are going to put the right guys in. So if I'm not in, I'm just not the right guy at the time. Like, and if I am in, I got to do my job, and it's just that simple. It's not really about me having a breakout year or anything like that. I just want to see us win.
Sorry, I was going to say, I'm curious if you've had any people ask if you want to speak to their youth groups or anything like that as an example. You know what I mean? About
no,
playing?
not really yet.
Not yet.
I've talked to a lot of kids from back home, especially since I've got injured, and just let them know, like, don't stop what you're doing, don't quit, do school, do everything you got to do, because, like, I was a guy, I didn't like school coming up, and with this injury, it made me realize, like, you're gonna need everything in your life that's getting thrown at you. Like, so if you don't like school, you need to do it. You don't like coming to practice, you need to go practice hard. Everything you need to do it with your full, like, potential, full go, like, school, practice, in-game, like, life, everything just needs to be, like, 100%.
Does your mom say stuff like, be careful, be careful, be careful?
No, like I said, me and my mom, like, we're fighters. Like, we've been through a whole lot. So my mom had just literally, I feel like another reason I play free is my mom. Like, my mom has been telling me, like, just get back out there and do what you do best. Play football, play the game you love, do it for you do it for. It's just been that simple.
How'd you get home that day? Did you, because the team already left, right? So
Yeah. I was in the hospital in Texas, and then the training staff stayed with me, so I was able to just ride home with them.
Again, just so thankful for that support out there.
Thankful, so thankful. They didn't have to do that, and I love those guys for that.
Last one for me, just Jeremiah Cradell obviously ended his career sort of with the same sort of head injuries. I know you're still out here playing, but have you talked to him at all about, you know, being in that limbo period where you're not playing, and has he been helpful for you at all in that, you know, time period?
See, the crazy thing about that is me, all the guys in Cradell, like, we all talk about that nonstop. Like, before my injury, before anyone else gets hurt, before anyone got hurt. Like, when Craig got medically retired, that hurt us all. So, like, he was the one really telling us, like, make sure you're doing what you're doing, like, the right way. Make sure you go 100% every day, because look at me, like, it's gone for me. And it was just that simple. So, like, since he got medically retired, he been on all the DBs. Like, make sure you're going to class, make sure you're doing everything on the field 100%, because it can end in an instant.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's helped us all, because we've all looked at it from a different perspective now.
Appreciate it. Glad you're back.
Damon,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.